Governor Hobbs visited the border this morning, announcing a new strategy to stop illegal drugs and border crossings.
Fox 10's Ashley Rodriguez brings us the details from the Nogales Port of Entry tonight.
Governor Katie Hobbs is very proud of her Operation Secure and Safe initiatives that are tamping down and seizing illicit drugs coming into the Arizona border. But what she doesn't know is how the incoming Trump administration's policies are going to affect her programs. Surrounded by Customs and Border Protection agents, National Guard troops, and dozens of pounds of seized fentanyl, methamphetamine, and guns, Governor Katie Hobbs says border security programs created under her administration are working. But Monday's news conference at the Nogales Port of Entry had an elephant in the room.
I will not tolerate misguided policies that don't actually help with the critical work that's happening here, that you're seeing here today, that actually keeps our communities safe and secure.
Hobbs is implying the border policies of the incoming Trump administration.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program of criminals in American history.
President-elect Donald Trump says he will secure the U.S.-Mexico border, vowing mass deportations and confirming Monday on Truth Social he would do so by declaring a national emergency and using military assets.
What we're presented with is a whole slew of threats, but don't necessarily know the details of what those will look like.
And that includes the recently passed Prop 314, which allows local law enforcement to arrest undocumented immigrants, a measure she calls an unfunded mandate and one without clear implementation.
Sheriff's office are underfunded. They have a job already, and this just compounds that.
Hobbs says she will continue doing what she says is working at the state's port of entries, namely coordinating with local and federal agencies, issuing harsher sentences for traffickers, and using the National Guard as a force multiplier to seize millions of pounds of illicit drugs while funding a variety of programs that fight the fentanyl crisis.
We will have conversations with the incoming administration about efforts that we think will harm that really critical relationship for both Arizona and the country.
And now we wait to see what directives come down from the White House and whether Governor Hobbs will comply with, assist, or fight the policies coming out of the incoming Trump administration, and how his promises to secure and make the border safe will impact us here at the Nogales border. Ashley Rodriguez, Fox 10 News.
State Senate President Warren Peterson reacting to Governor Hobbs' border visit today. During an interview with our Ellen McNamara, Peterson says the governor's words don't match her actions when it comes to immigration. He also spoke about the Trump administration's plans for mass deportation.
If anyone is here illegally, they shouldn't be surprised that they face the specter of deportation. What they need to do is follow the legal process and, come here legally. And those people that do follow that process, they're some of our best citizens, of course, and we welcome them with open arms.
You can catch more of Ellen McNamara's interview with State Senate President Warren Peterson coming up tonight on the all-new hour-long edition of Fox 10 Extra News at 7, or you can catch Channel 45 or cable Channel 9.
Fox 10 News Alert to get to it this hour. An arrest has been made in the murder of 22-year-old Mercedes Vega. Authorities in Tennessee arrested 22-year-old Sincere Hayes last week. Vega's body was found inside a burned-out car back in April of 2023 along I-10 near Tonopah. The medical examiner says that she had been shot, and there was also bleach in her throat, and she died from smoke inhalation. The sheriff's office is now in the process of extraditing Hayes back to Arizona to face charges.
A tragic update. The woman who was hit by a car that drove into her home in Glendale has died. 35-year-old Amanda Rogers. This happened last week near 67th Avenue in Beardsley as she was decorating the family Christmas tree in the living room. No arrests have been made, but police say a woman was driving that car. Speed and impairment believed to be factors. There were 2 other people in the car at the time.
With the weather cooling, more people are out enjoying the trails right now, and there's a good reminder to stay safe. Crews in the West Valley today helped a hiker who injured their ankle while hiking Veterans Memorial Trail in Peoria. First responders from Surprise in Peoria helped get the hiker to the hospital for further treatment. And taking a live look outside, it looks like a little haze out there, but
yeah, particulates in the air.
Yeah.
All right, let's head out to Erica right now with what we can expect for the rest of the week. We're just getting started, but apparently some on the staff are looking forward to the weekend already.
Yeah, and I mean, it is going to be a warmer one. So we've been feeling really cool so far this month. In fact, our November so far, we've seen 15 below average temperature days and only 3 warmer than normal days. Our coldest high was just on Saturday, 65 degrees in Phoenix, and our coldest low was this morning with 46 degrees. So it's certainly been quite the change up from October. October, we saw record heat for the month. It was 7.1 degrees warmer than normal, and now we are on the complete opposite end with our temperatures so far in November at 4.3 degrees cooler than normal. I will say, though, that it's not necessarily going to continue. So as we go through the end of the month, this is our 6 to 10 day outlook heading toward the end of November, and warmer than normal temperatures are expected for much of the south and the eastern U.S. with colder than normal conditions expected, especially for the Pacific Northwest and the interior West, especially out on the West Coast, where they're going to be seeing some big storms as we go through this coming week. But here in Arizona, we are expecting warmer than normal temperatures to return to the forecast.